What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to Everton Extra. Very big week ahead for the Toffees after the great win away to West Ham. Burnley coming on Wednesday. Massive week. Riyad, how are we feeling?
I'm happy, lad. I'm happy after the weekend.
Absolutely.
Good win,
what a win, eh? What a win. What a win. Going to London, getting the win. Gravelmouth seemingly finally getting his tactics right for once. I mean, where to start? I guess we'll start with Jared Branthwaite, the best centre-back to live since Paolo Maldini. Virgil van Dijk couldn't lace his boots, mate. Virgil van Dijk is absolutely swimming in hot water when it comes to Jared Branthwaite being on the opposing side, the Merseyside. What a player he is. Prime Maldini again and again. What a player. What a player.
Left-footed centre-half he is. English.
Unbelievable. And you may as well just change that English flag for an Italian one and just call him Paolo Maldini. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, it's inevitable that Jared Branthwaite gets in the next England World Cup squad because
absolutely.
He is one of England's best centre-backs.
I can't see how Southgate ignores it, but, you know, all joking aside, I mean, we all know Virgil van Dijk is shit anyway, so all joking aside, I just thought he was absolutely unbelievable. He just shows class well ahead of his time. Clearly, that season away at PSV has really helped him mature, really helped him come on as a footballer. And he's seemingly loving life under Sean Dyche, which I'm not sure how many players do. So I just thought, you know, from minute one at West Ham, you know, you'd have a feeling, don't you, within the first minute of whether it's going to be a good day or a bad day. The first minute, I think James Garner made a good little tackle. We seemed to be on the front foot. And I just thought, you know, today could be our day. And watching the game, I know it was only 1-0, but I really thought we were class. And I haven't seen us perform like that in a while. You know, we were class the other week against Villa in the Cup away from home. It'd be great if we could bring some of this form to Goodison. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. If we're getting good away wins, we're getting good away wins. And I think it's a really, really positive performance to take into the massive game that's Burnley. Obviously, if we beat Burnley, it takes us to the quarterfinals. I think at a time where there's, you know, quite a lot of negativity surrounding the club. Obviously, we've lost Chairman Bill. Really, really sad times at the moment. But, you know, feeling a little bit optimistic. I think there's been consistency with the performances this year, hasn't there? Last year, there was a little bit of talk of XG and this and that, but we weren't getting the performances. This year, I think we're playing really well, you know, lately. I really do.
Mm-hmm. Well, we spoke about it early on in the season about obviously not converting chances, but we had so many shots and we just couldn't convert them. But now it doesn't seem like as big of a problem as it was early on in the season. Obviously, we just tonked Bournemouth 3-0 and the goals are coming from everywhere. Mainly Abdoulaye Doucouré, who would have thought it, but
can't believe it, you know.
If he scores goals, he scores goals, lad. You know what I mean? I think DCL as well looks fucking back to his best.
Well, do you know what? You can go back through every video we've done, and we've always remained consistent with DCL. We've not been happy with him, and we've not been happy at the fact his performances weren't where they needed to be. I've said so many times, look, if we're not going to get him back to his best, we need to move him on. It seems like this year we've done the right thing. I've been asking manager after manager to just let him have 6 weeks out after he's back from injury, and that seems to be what Dyche let him do. He let him take the summer. I know he went to Germany, had a good rehabilitation camp. He's come back, he's got fully fit, and we look like a different team with him. You know, really, it's funny because the unfortunate thing is Beto just doesn't seem to be up to scratch at all, whether that's adaptation time, a lot of pressure. But on the flip side, Calvert-Lewin seems to be really benefiting from having another couple of strikers pushing him for his place in the team. And Jesus, man, you know, that finish yesterday, you know, if one of the big strikers in one of the big teams puts that away, they're talking about it all week. That finish yesterday was unbelievable. You know, it was like a reverse Cruyff turn through the middle of 3 defenders, and then he sinks it bottom corner like that. That's back to his Ancelotti form, you know, unbelievable.
Who did it come from, lad? Jared Branthwaite?
Exactly.
High up the pitch, halfway line. And I think it was great link-up play with Harrison as well, Calvert-Lewin. I didn't really expect much from it. I expected us to lose the ball within like 3 seconds, but that turn and the finish...
It was unbelievable. It was one of the moments where it happens and you can't really quite believe what he's done. And, you know, I don't think anyone expected us to be that confident in possession, but that shows that finally, Riyad, after 3-4 years with rock-bottom confidence, it shows that our players are finally building a little bit of confidence back into themselves. And do you know what? I've not been his biggest advocate, but that is down to Sean Dyche, to be fair to him. That's down to Sean Dyche. He's getting confidence back into the players. And I think now, you know, every time the ball reaches our box, we'd usually be, you know, Jesus hiding behind the cushions. But now with Tarkowski and Branthwaite, you feel a little bit more confidence. And I'd like to touch on something here. I love him. I've always loved him. But wow, oh wow, did we look better without Idrissa Gueye on the pitch and James Garner and Ahmed Onana. We looked so much better. And we've been saying this for a long time, Riyad, haven't we? We've been saying it for a while.
Some would disagree if we go back to the derby, but James Garner, I don't think he played his best in the derby, but every other game, James Garner, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
But for the first time at the weekend, I thought, you know, Everton fans as a whole, we've all been crying out for Amadou Onana to start taking games by the scruff of the neck, which isn't really what he's been doing. And for him to live up to his potential, he really needs to start doing that. He needs to be a match winner and a game changer. And yesterday, well, not yesterday, but you know, yesterday at the weekend when we beat West Ham, I thought he's played unbelievable. He's really grabbed hold of the game. He's become a creative number 6, which is exactly what I thought he always could be. But I think with Idrissa Gueye playing so deep, we haven't been able to see the full shine of Onana. And I thought he was brilliant against West Ham. I thought he was really, really good. Really happy with him.
If we go back to Jared Branthwaite, Matty, and obviously, like you said, he had the loan spell at Eindhoven last season.
Yeah.
Under Ancelotti, I think everyone recognised his ability. Yeah. Jared Branthwaite. And I think all he needed was a loan away. But now that he's getting 7-8 games under his belt, like how good is he, and how good can he be?
Do you know when I realised just how good he was that first ball that West Ham played down the right hand side of the pitch. And bear in mind, Michail Antonio bullies, right? Let's not take the piss here. Michail Antonio bullies most defenders he comes up against, right? And I thought, we're in a bit of danger here. Jared Branthwaite just bodied him like he wasn't even there. Not only did he body him, stayed on his feet, shielded him away from the ball and played the calmest pass you've ever seen. So all in all, to answer your question, I think how good is he? He's very good. He's very good. He's top 5 centre-backs in the league, undoubtedly. And that's not even Everton fan bias. Everyone he plays against, you know, even last week at the derby, he was bodying people left, right and centre. How good can he be? It's funny, really, because Everton have always seemed to have the same sort of players that we bring through, whether it's a predominant striker or a really good centre-half. You know, you've seen it with John Stones. I'll tell you something, Riyad. Jared Branthwaite is leaps ahead of what John Stones was at that age when he was at Everton.
100%.
You know, he's amazing now, John Stones, don't get me wrong, but people forget when he was first in the Everton side starting, he was giving the ball away, he was doing stupid step-overs at the back, he wasn't composed. Branthwaite he oozes composure, and at that age, as a centre-half, that's hard to do in the Premier League with some of the best attackers playing against you. So how good can he be? I think he can be one of the most predominant top centre-backs in the world, and I don't think anyone else can really disagree with that.
100%. I mean, if you look at the likes of Levi Colwill and players like that, who've had a lot of hype over the past few seasons, and now it seems like we've gone full circle back to, you know, John Stones at Everton, the hype he was getting, and particularly from United fans on Twitter, unfortunately, trying to get his name out there, which I'd like to say, can you stop? And match the day as well. Putting his name everywhere. No one needs to know about Jared Branthwaite. No one.
He was under the radar for a while. We were loving it. Now everybody wants him.
If he does leave, what's an acceptable fee this summer? Which honestly, I'd hate to happen, but he's just signed a new contract till 2027, 2028. So what's an acceptable fee?
An acceptable fee? £600 billion, but a realistic fee. Look, if we're being honest, right, if Virgil van Dijk signed for Liverpool for, what was it, 80 million quid, 100 million quid, was it?
Something like that.
You know, Harry Maguire, 80 million quid, and that's a good few years ago now. Jared Branthwaite, you wouldn't want to sell him for anything less than 100 million quid. You wouldn't want him.
Left-footed English centre half, rapid, composed. I mean, if you, I'll go back to Levi Colwill. If you look at Levi Colwill, if he was to go back to Brighton on a permanent, or if Chelsea were to sign him from Brighton, as if Colwill was a permanent Brighton player, they'd be paying 70, 60
Easy.
million pounds.
Minimum.
So Jarrad Branthwaite, minimum 80 million pounds, 100%.
There's absolutely no reason why Branthwaite is not in the same character of conversation as these boys. And another thing you have to remember is Levi Colwill, he doesn't look as good as Jarrad Branthwaite does now. Jarrad Branthwaite is like putting the team on his back in terms of his composure, settling everyone down, shouting at people, calming everything down at the back, communicating with Pickford. You know, you'd have to put him in the 80 to 100 million pound conversation. Obviously, what you'd want for him is something else. But if we're being realistic, you'd have to put him in the 80 to 100 million pound conversation.
Is he best?
For me, he's top 3 centre backs in the league right now.
So is he Everton's best centre back?
Is he Everton's best centre back? I don't even think that's a conversation. Yeah, unquestionably.
I've seen that go around on Twitter a few times, so I thought I'd ask you. But yeah, without a doubt for me. And after 7-8 games too, he looks like a player who's been playing in the Premier League for 10 years. He's only been playing for 7 games.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mental.
And do you know what's hard to do for a player, Riyad? Usually they get to a point where they stagnate then, and that's how good they are. Jarrad Branthwaite seems to be just getting better and better every single game we play. And I'm just getting filled with more and more confidence. You know, Everton a year ago was a team that every time we gave the ball away, we were worried we were going to concede a goal every single time, and nobody can say anything else. It was horrible. It was horrible for a couple of years. It was horrible, and now you give the ball away, but you know you just fancy a Tarkowski block or a Branthwaite interception and a counter attack. And I thought we looked so composed with Tarkowski, Branthwaite, and then Garner and Onana in front of them. I just felt really happy with the way we played. And Jarrad Branthwaite for me now is probably, come summertime, come January time even, he's probably going to be the most sought after centre half in Europe. It's going to be hard to get hold of him.
We'll look at it. It's obviously time of filming now. We're on Monday, so 2 days on Wednesday, I think it is, we play Burnley in the Cup.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'll ask you, what rotations do we make? And second, I'll ask you, what do you think the score will be?
Okay, rotations. I would keep the exact same team, except swap Doucouré for either Beto or Chimiti and go 2 up top against Burnley. Mm-hmm. We've got to get that game done in 45 minutes. It should, and I say should with inverted commas because it's Everton and we're at home. But that needs to be a walkthrough, really. I know there's a little bit of pressure surrounding it, Dyche, ex-Burnley, all that. I don't really think that matters. Burnley aren't a great side. We need to put them away. We need to give them something to think about. Don't be playing the counter against Burnley. Drop Doucouré, keep the same team. Harrison, I think he's such a workhorse, really important player for a game like Burnley. And I'd like to see, to be honest with you, I think Beto will get 90 minutes against Burnley anyway.
I agree.
I think that's probably why he brought Chimiti on instead of Beto. So rotation, I'd rotate Doucouré for Beto and play 2 up top. That's where I am for it.
I'd say the exact same thing, but maybe take DCL out and start Beto up top, and then maybe bring DCL on second half. I'm not sure, but
no,
it's 3 games in a week, isn't it? So it's tough.
Yeah. I see what you mean, and I know we've then got an important game at the weekend as well. But for me, you know, we haven't won anything. We haven't won anything in a long time. You need to go. I'm not about too much rotation for the cup. You need to get the cup done and dusted as early as you can in these games. Mm-hmm. I think it's much better, Riyad, to start with DCL and Beto, get a couple of goals, and then take DCL off in 60 minutes instead of trying to play it too safe, not having a goal, going into the last 20 minutes, needing a goal, and then having to bring DCL on with loads of pressure. I think it's better to start and with Beto. I'll go for a prediction against Burnley. I'm going to go 3-0. 3-0.
I'm going to go... I can't see Burnley scoring past that defence.
I can't.
And also a stat for you, West Ham haven't not scored a goal all season in any game.
Yeah, I know.
So that was the first game they've not scored a goal in.
I still can't believe Everton have gone away from home to London and come away with the clean sheet. To be honest with you, let alone the win. Let alone the win.
So I'm gonna say 2-0 Everton.
Yeah, good prediction. Who scores?
DCL Doucouré. You heard it here first.
Wow, Doucouré as well. Yeah.
That's
the thing, Riyad. Do you know what? It's hard to drop Doucouré, and I'm not saying he deserves to be dropped. I'm just saying the way we played against West Ham. I think if you just have another striker on there instead of a 10 playing in behind, I think there's a couple more chances there. But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not disappointed if we play the exact same team. I'm definitely not disappointed.
No, me neither. No, Matty, we'll go on to Michalenko. Obviously, we've been speaking about the defence, but as well as Patterson. But Michalenko, how good has he been?
Well, I almost can't really believe it. I think he's proved everyone wrong in terms of, do you know what? It's hard for Everton fans, innit? Because we've come off 10 years of Leighton Baines and Seamus Coleman. And we've always had, for the most part, Everton have always had very good fullbacks. But with Leighton Baines, it was a different stratosphere, do you know what I mean? Baines was the best left-back in the country for a good 8 years. Best left-back in Europe, arguably, behind Marcelo. Everyone wanted him. So I think it's always going to be a hard pair of boots to fill when you come in as a fullback at Everton, when you've got Coleman and Baines. But for me, Michalenko, okay, look, let's be honest. He's not great going forward, is he? He's not. He hasn't got a great cross. He's not too quick. He's not too great with his feet. But thought he did quite well against West Ham. Defensively, he's been absolutely unbelievable. If you look at that interception from the West Ham game on the edge of our box where he just went foot in straight away, took the ball off him, I just thought, this is a whole different player we're seeing now these last few games. I know it's been a tough year for him with everything happening in the Ukraine. Obviously, it's been tough. But for me, defensively now, we just look so composed. And Michalenko is seemingly growing into his boots really nicely. And again, you have to give that credit to Sean Dyche and his team because no other manager got that out of him. So do you know what? More than anything, Riyad, I'm happy for Everton, but I'm really happy for Vitaly Michalenko because for a while he was getting a lot of hate, and we were all wondering, is he up to it? Can he do it? I think he's proved to everyone he's good enough for us at the back. He's really, really come on. Really happy for him.
Definitely. Matty, thank you very much, as always, mate.